So hello everybody. In this video, we'll present the tool we've developed for the data visualization course around the analysis of urban dynamics in New York City. So in this tool, we visualize urban mobility through venue popularity in the New York City. So we track how thousands of users interact with thousands of venues, so we can provide a temporal but also a geographical analysis. This analysis is relevant because it could serve a dual purpose. So the first one is we can aid businesses in optimizing location or temporal-based strategies, but also we could also assist urban planners in shaping or enhancing future cityscapes. So the motivation is that we can be able to provide these two different actors with insights on how to enhance urban life. So for instance, for a business, understanding these mobility patterns can translate into smarter decision about where and when to open new venues, for instance, or how to enhance customer engagement. And for urban planners or even city politicians, the visualization presented in this tool can provide critical data that can support in infrastructure development or even public transportation, new planning, and enhance public safety. So the dataset we've been using for this analysis is called the Foursquare dataset. So it comprises the geographic coordinates of each check-in and also its corresponding timestamp and the associated user ID. And also with access to the location of various registered establishments. So it has enabled us to analyze foot traffic patterns and also discern the prevailing flows. And so using this data, we'll conduct both spatial and temporal analysis that my colleague will present.
Yes, so we are going to begin by the presentation of the temporal analysis on daily vision. So as you can see, we have on the left we have a selection of the establishment type. You can choose between 4 establishment type. Here on this one we are on the restaurant, but we can switch, for instance, to school or to any other. Yes, so on the school, here you can see we have a dynamic heat map during the day with the hours labelized on the right bottom corner. So for instance, if it's written 10 hours, it means that all the dots on the heat map are check-ins that happened between 10 and 11 hours, in 11 hours excluded. And yes, for instance, here we have also black dots that represents universities and college in New York for this establishment type. And then on the right, we have an aggregated view of the visits with daily visions. So here for the school establishment type, we can see that there is a pike around 8 a.m., which corresponds to the opening of the school buildings. And after 6 p.m., yes, the school starts to close and the visits frequency drop. And at the bottom of the screen, we have the number of check-ins by establishment over time. So this takes in account every establishment type and during the different hours of the day.
Right, and this was for the daily vision, and on a weekly vision, we observe obviously different patterns. So the display of the screen remains the same, except that this time we'll have the representation per day from Monday to Sunday. Let's take, for example, this time the nightclub. We obviously, as expected, observe that the frequentation rises during the weekend days. And this allows us also to see where those frequentation happen. On the point of view of the number of check-in by kind of establishment or facilities, we observe a much more homogeneous display of the of the frequentation over the course of a week, rather than during a day. We obviously observe a decrease during the night and an increase over the day. So this is for the end of the temporal analysis, and now for geographical analysis.
And yeah, we also provide geographical analysis for each type of place. So here, for example, with the nightclubs, we can tell that most of the nightclubs are all gathered around Manhattan, and it's like the same for restaurants and shoppings. We can also have a look at the most frequented places for nightclubs here, and for each type of each neighborhoods, we can also have more details about what is in this neighborhood. So, for example, here, even if it's a nightclub we're looking at, we can tell that there are also a lot of restaurants. So, if you want to go to the restaurant before going to the nightclub, you know it's a good place. And also, one thing that is quite interesting is if you take a look at school, you can see that while for all the others, everything was gathered only in Manhattan, here it's more spread around the city, which makes sense because people go to school all around the city in New York. And yeah, that's it for that part. And yeah, maybe some limitation for our visualization tool. Maybe you can go back to the slides. Yeah. So the main problem is right now is the low display. Like it's not really fluid when we try to update when we change the view, especially for the geographic parts, because the data frame is really big and it takes some time to get the data. There is also the thing about updating this data. Right now, it's just a data frame that we downloaded, and it's not updated. So, like maybe in 2 or 3 years, it won't be. It would be clearly outdated. And last thing is there are some strange things happening, some outliers like check-ins in the middle of the day for nightclubs or in the middle of the night for schools. So maybe we could have removed those outliers. Yeah, and maybe for the conclusion, you can do it.
Yeah, so overall, this analysis can still give us really interesting insights on how people in New Yorker live. So it could really help both businesses and city planners to study this, to develop new strategies. But also this could help developing the city more for other type of person like tourists. This could be interesting. So yeah, thank you for your attention, and we hope that our tool was interesting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.